Hello Desert Mountain members, John Lieberger, Todd Bone, and our special guest today, Chad Getz. Chad is the senior lead golf course designer from the Nicholas firm. Chad, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
And where you're from, and we're certainly glad to have you here at Desert Mountain.
I'm excited to be here too. Like John said, my name's Chad Getz, Senior Design Associate with Nicholas Design. I've been with Jack my entire career, 22 years. Spent 10 years in Europe working for the firm, and been back in the States here about 6 years. So I'm excited to be here. I'm originally from the Kansas City area, kind of near Todd. We both went to Kansas State.
So what are some of your most recent designs? What have you worked on project-wise?
Primarily major renovations, kind of similar to the scale you all did with Renegade a couple years ago. Primarily in Florida, which kind of worked out nice with COVID. I didn't have to battle the airplanes, but had two major projects last summer at Twin Eagles in Naples and Sailfish Point in Stewart.
Yeah, those are some terrific designs. So we're standing on the Wedge Range tee right now, one of the awesome design elements here at the Renegade range. Todd, Chad, what are your thoughts here on this tee box? You know, how many stations are we going to have? What's it look like out there, etc.?
So, like John said, we're here on the tee. This tee is going to be artificial turf, which is going to be very beneficial with players using wedges all the time, and for turf recovery aspects, obviously. And then behind us, you have the greens set at 50 yards, 75 yards, 100 yards, 125, and 150 yards. So you'll be able to dial in all your yardages.
Yeah, so those greens at 50 and 75 and 100, etc., all have different diameter sizes, and we went out and looked at some tour averages as to where players hit it so that we can get a nice radius on those greens. And Chad, you kind of shape those out with some complementary bunkers alongside that kind of give that
Yeah, I would say it's more of a functional design element than an aesthetic one. Their bunkers are pretty simple and pretty shallow, but it just helps you focus in on that target.
And what material will we be using on those?
You all want to go with some artificial turf, so the tops and the bunkers will both be in the synthetic. So.
Synthetic turf on the Wedge Range.
Yeah.
Correct. Let's go over and let's take a look at our main driving range tee and look at those design elements. Okay, so now we're down on the main driving range tee. And Chad, what's the size of this tee?
I believe it's almost 30,000 square feet.
About 30,000 square feet down here. So we have about as much tee space as we had prior, except now we're not going to be hitting balls over the wash and into the wash and so forth. Tell us a little bit about the thought process, the design of this range based on the constraints that we have on the limited number of acreage space.
Right, so you'll see the new landforms kind of funnel everybody into the middle of the range. The entire range itself kind of sets up as a short par 4. If you want to visualize that as you're hitting drivers out there, you'll see we actually have a fairway bunker that pairs with one of the greenside target bunkers, and you can kind of visualize a fairway between the two. Plays significantly uphill, so even though the range is a little on the short side, that'll help offset that a little bit. And we have some target greens up front and some, not a lot of target greens, keeping it more open, but you got a few areas to aim at as well. So.
Well, I can't tell you how excited I am for this to open. Todd, you talked a little bit about the grassing on here. You're going to put down Bermuda grass?
Yes, so we're going to have a Bermuda grass base on the driving range tee and then the driving range floor. And then I'm actually going to incorporate a new variety of zoysia grass on our target greens. And I want to put that in here to kind of monitor it, to kind of see how it'll perform up here at the mountain. And also it'll provide a nice contrast to the Bermuda grass to have a target.
Awesome. And then this Bermuda grass tee, we can overseed in the winter time so we can have a good stand of year-round green grass down here on the tee.
Correct.
Awesome. And then for the times that we are either in overseed or we have to monitor the range, we'll have artificial tee stations along the back side of this range. Our goal going forward is to always put some type of static artificial turf along the back of the range tees so that we can never have to take it out of commission when we're either growing grass, overseeding, etc. So great. Let's move to the putting green. Another element that we have at this driving range is a pretty sizable putting green just outside the Golf Performance Center. What size is this?
We've got about 6,800 square feet on it right now. It may get close to 7 by the time we're done. And again, this is more of a functional design than a quote aesthetic design. You'll see half of it is pretty flat, so you can lay out your string lines and practice stroke. And as you work closer to the wedge range end of it, the slopes start to gradually increase. So it's not an undulating green at all. The slope continues to increase, so you can practice uphill, downhill, and right to left putts on the slope as well.
So 1%, 2%, maybe 3%?
3, and it'll even get up to 4 or 5 right here at the edge.
That's awesome. That'll be great for members that want to practice down here, and also our instructional team that are teaching our members. This would be a terrific green for that as well. With that, thank you. Look forward to seeing you real soon.